Welcome back to my 5th installment of my solo honor Wyll playthrough. Pact of the tome with the fiend background, origin Wyll, baseline, no consumables. Today we will be jumping straight into the fight with the hag. This has been a thorough recording from Twitch that has then been has now been cut into 2 pieces to make it more edible, so to speak. So without further ado, I'm going to let the video continue and the fight with the hag commence. Thank you for watching. And this guy just doesn't have any stealth action. So what I'll do is I am going to go and I have a specific gear setup that I like to use. I'll go over that in a moment, but I'll just go and go to her chambers to collect an amulet that gives me the advantage on attack rolls, the good and evil amulet, because that spell, I think, since casting haste is not an option for me under any circumstances in this fight, having my concentration on the ever-seeing eye, I think, would be a good idea. Instead, I got this letter. It's definitely not what I clicked. There we go. So that means casting the protection from good and evil here, and then equipping something else, which I think is going to be the psychic spark. Having that level 1 magic missile makes sense, because that's only going to spawn 2 copies. I think that potentially I can use that to my benefit. So I am going to go and rescue Myrina, and I know that there are various ways to do this. I mean, you can bring down Ethel to a lower amount of hit points, and she's going to take Myrina out of the cage. That's one way to do it. The other way to do it is to go and click the controlling orb to lower this and to take her out, which is what I actually think I'm going to do in this fight. I mean, I don't have to do it that way, but with a very high hit point pool and with a very strong armor of Agathis, I think it's a relatively safe. But probably I am going to spend the first round trying to figure out if I can how many copies I can kind of remove before things get a little bit too interesting. So, and I also need to do a short toilet break before going in as well. Okay, so what you're saying is that from stealth you can jump and click the orb. Is that it? There are, I mean, this has been scienced out a lot. So a lot of people know a lot about how this encounter works, and by works I mean gimmicks like Auntie Ethel is placed roughly at the bridge somewhere, and this is why this area is red, at least some of it, and she's going to be throwing some kind of flammable stuff on the gnarled cage or canaled cage to make that timed thing where it becomes a stress factor to go and free Myrina. Probably I could just have I'm assuming that I can just use the. Oh, I need to do a bit of preparation actually before going into this. I forget after the long rest. Probably the spell sparkler is going to be worth jack shit in this encounter, so because I'm not going to be casting any spells really, and the Falar Louvre is not going to matter much either, so probably the Club of Hill Giant Strength is the better option here. With probably at this point the consideration between the Sentinel Shield for initiative and the Critical Strike immunity. I think the Critical Strike immunity wins. I think it wins. And also the boost of speed, because that ability is just going to carry me. So pretty much, I mean, there is of course some kind of synergetic idea to proning her with conditions and reverberate her, but the problem is it involves me casting spells. I'm not going to be able to produce enough of the sources, as far as I'm concerned, because that would involve, even with when you attack and it creates the ability drain debuff. That's with these boots, that's two reverberation charges, and then I need to cause that other reverberation by some other source, some other kind of condition, which I don't see that I can do effectively without casting spells. Short toilet break and I'll fight the hag. Yeah, something like that. But the only thing I don't know, if I decide to precast the jump spell, which of course I will before I go ahead, and I'm going to be casting this, and I pre-buff the jump spell, and then I equip do have one more spell to cast, obviously, from my spell pool here, which is a refreshment of the armor of Agathis. But it's only going to last me 10 turns, because I do need the Ring of Free Action to be on there. So what I'm hearing you say, Ginger, is that I am going to be able to jump very far from crouching and then click the orb. But then I assume that once I click the orb, if I manage to jump here in crouching position and I click the orb, because alternatively I should have had invisibility, but now my concentration is spent on something else. Jumping here will still, and activating the orb will still kind of, I can't even activate the orb at the moment, it seems. But probably I will get that surprise then afterwards, right? And they'll be shooting me. But I don't care about that. I don't care about that. So I'm just going to exit turn-based mode. Crouch. And then we'll try the thing. What the heck? Okay, so that works. And now we have a fight. And I win the initiative for whatever reason. I'm not even using the initiative shield. Okay. So I wonder what Ethel is going to do. The only thing that I'm very that's very important for me is I don't want to be. Oh, I forgot to refresh my spell slots, but I think that's relevant at this point. I don't want to be positioned in such a place where she can push me. I don't know if she has acrobatics, but she's very strong and she likes to push people into the river. So that's something, you know, I don't want to do. So I'm just going to say yippee-ki-yay, jump out, and head back to my homeboys, who I'm going to be bringing into the fight. Shovel is just going to be positioned somewhere and attack from invisibility probably, which is fine. Let's see. Oh, I'm getting a little raid from Kelinani. Hello, hi. Yeah, welcome everybody. If you haven't been here before, I'm hardcore runs. I'm playing primarily Baldur's Gate, and I'm playing by the rule set that I play solo, and then I play monoclass, and I don't consume any consumables, so no potions or anything. I'm basically only doing what the character can do from his or her skill set. And currently I'm in a warlock session here with my friend Wyll, and he's a fiend warlock from the origin background, or the origin basic setup. The skills have been distributed. The dex is from gloves, strength is from the Club of Hill Giant Strength, and the charisma has been bumped by an ASI. And that's basically it, right? So he's fighting without any consumables, and that's the gimmick. And currently I'm level 7 fighting the hag. The fight has just been initiated. I was able to click the orb just before the fight started, and then I jumped back after winning initiative, and now the fight is basically in the hands of the hag, and I'm not casting any spells because I'm just waiting to see what it is that she's going to do. Can't even shoot her because I moved too far away, so that might be a little bit stupid. Let's see. Right, so the gimmick here is to eliminate the copies without triggering her legendary ability on honor mode here. So let me just find her. This should be the correct one. And so she's usually in the beginning of the turn order here, or as far back as she can possibly get. And so I want to be shooting some of the other copies. So I'm expecting that I'm going to run forward here. The low percentage is what it is. Right, and Marina runs out. So the idea is that I'm using the dual hand crossbows, making sure to toggle off the dual wielding, and then the hand crossbows are very effective way to attack her without casting spells, and thus not triggering her action. I do have in mind that I could cast the magic missile spell from the Psychic Spark Amulet, as that does provide a bit of value, but probably I'll do that once she gets to 50%. I'm able to get there, so I'll be shooting this copy. That goes away. I'll be shooting this copy here. That was a miss. We end the turn. And the whole person. Did I forget to... I forgot to equip the ring. Does that mean that this copy can do the same thing? Oh my goodness. Alright. is not a very optimal situation right here, forgetting to equip the anti-whole person ring. Let's just quickly see if we can salvage this. Let's see if we can salvage this. At least I know what to spend my turn on. Goddamn game. That also means that the protection from good and evil went away. But the Ring of Free Action, this is not advisable. Remember to keep this on for this fight. It's just so stupid. It's such a stupid thing that this game, this encounter is all about that ring. And you can't do it without it. It's just stupid. Alright, I'll be shooting her probably here. And just staying a little bit back, I think. Damsel in distress. And so there's one gimmick. There's one gimmick with the damsel in distress from what I learned. I know who the right damsel is, because it's always going to be the Mayrina on the far left. Yeah, let's not, don't mention the war. Let's not discuss the, let's pretend that it didn't happen. I've done so many stupid things this run, this is just one of them. Okay, so the thing is that this is the right copy. I can tell from the ability drain debuff, and I can tell from her position. So this is the wrong one. I want her to survive, obviously. So that means I'll be shooting this one. What I learned is that if you, in one turn, produce enough damage on the copy, the hack is instantaneously going to die. I mean, I had a hack with like 80-90 hit points, and then I destroyed the fake Mayrina at this point, and the fight ended. Which was horrible because I wanted that hack here, right? Yeah, that's true. There are those things as well. Thank you, Critiiq. That you can also tell from the level on Mayrina. There are multiple ways to kind of determine this. The level thing is probably, of course, the easiest way to do that. Easiest way to do that. I'm just going to keep the skeleton. I think I need to move it a little bit away. I'm very happy that I had a shovel in invisibility right there. So, on account of that, good boy. That was horrible. Oh my goodness. Oh well. So there's a copy down here. We don't care much about her because she doesn't really do anything. So I'll just be playing around onto Ethel at this point, dealing just a little bit of damage, There's the tricks, and there's the vicious mockery. So one thing that I'm not certain about, if I decide to, let's say that I decide to Eldritch Blast her, because why not? And she summons a bit of copies. If those copies then, if the other copies then disappear for the new copies to show up, and I think I want to try to science that out, so I'm going to shoot her here. I'm going to keep here. And then probably I will be trying to shoot her with this. Oh yeah, the vicious mockery is messing with me. So first of all, this one, even though that could potentially be good for me afterwards, and then I'll try this out. Just want to see what happens to the other copy there. Does it even damage her at that point? She took 17 damage. She only took one of the hits. Alright, so she didn't take the other beam. Okay, that's good to know. Alright, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, no wait, 3 copies at that point. So that's probably going to be okay. So you know, and where is the real hag? All the way over there, so she'll be... I don't think all of them can hit me anyway, so I don't mind actually. Oh, there's one there as well. Yeah. Go ahead. Vicious Mockery is very nasty. And here's the poison, and I'm poisoned. Let's just trigger the bubble if we can. And so she's not going to, that was her, no, that wasn't her big trigger. She has one more as far as I know. So I am going to take it easy on the... Alright, only 2 at the moment, so let's go. Boom! Right. So the Vicious Mockery actually is a very nasty bit of business in this fight. Because the psychic damage just hurts. Thank you, Mr. Skelly. Don't know if I want to go for this copy. Probably I do. Assuming. Oh, that was the wrong position. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Going into the poison cloud is a bad thing. I just was not able to see it really. Oh, one important thing to note is that I need to take... Where is it? Illithid. Call of the Week out of the... Taking Call of the Week out of commission for this is a good idea if you want to keep the hag here, because otherwise Auntie Ethel will just explode at some point. I think she's going to be at that point where she summons the other clones. If I remember correctly. Covenant packs, there we go. And at this point, the level 1 magic missile from the amulet can be kind of useful. I just need a bit of water. I'm pretty certain that the Eldritch Blast cantrip counts as level 1 spell, and if that's the case, you're going to make 2 new clones. So if I can make that work to my advantage, then that's of course not a bad idea. Okay, looks a little bit like this is the end of Dear Shovel. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to see how this is going to work. So I'm not going to cast this, which targets We'll have to see, right? Because now I'm throwing down the magic missiles from the necklace. That's 4 missiles. And I'll be targeting 4 clones. If I can even find 4 clones. Let's see. This is the right one. And she apparently... No, this is the point. This is the right one. So... occasionally she can change position on the initiative turn order. Now she's in the middle of the initiative turn order. So that means the right Ethel is currently... Oh, she's also invisible, so there's that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to target the 4 clones. Yeah, she's invisible, but she's also no longer in the first position on the turn order table. There. 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 That will also bring her out though, right? So here we go. It produces 1 copy, so that's true. In that regard, the Eldritch Blast could probably serve as a way to... So now the fight is a lot more manageable, because now I'll be dealing only with Ethel. She'll be trying the best little tricks. Okay. No time to waste. Right. So the Eldritch Blast here is going to hit her once, but it's going to trigger 1 copy. So that's... I don't think it's going to be worth it to mess around with that bit at this point. Probably just... So the dexterity reduction from the ability of Drain is making her AC go down, which is not something I'm complaining about. I don't see where the poison is. There it is. Okay. Right, so we want to get her below 30 HP. I don't know what the exact threshold is, but below 30, and then, of course, yeah, the critical hits are nice, but also a little bit scary. Right, because now she should be surrendering. Let's go down and see.
Wait! Wait just a tick! Killing what? It's unpleasant. So how about... I knew it's your choice, sweetness.
So I probably... It's not going to matter much for my playthrough. But I am going to try a check. And I'm going to use an inspiration point because I have those on retainer.
Ew. I can set up shop elsewhere.
Best of luck, also. Alright, so that means...
You bastard! You ruined it!
Jesus.
You ruined everything!
Now I can't see the charisma here. Intelligence, wisdom, strength, constitution, dex, charisma. Charisma here. Accept.
Ethel was going
Alright,
just
Marina.
a bit more than
Don't you worry, I got a surprise for you, baby. I got a surprise for you.
Checking things out.
Let's go and figure this out together. Let us go and figure this out together. Bitter divorce. Sounds like a thing. And then there's something about a couple of these potions from Auntie Ethel. Even if... Oh, how much are they worth even? Oh, they're worthless. No, right. Just... Alright, and now I get to the uneven charisma stat. And that looks bad, but that's going to prove very, very, very valuable when I need to go and fight the final boss of Act 2. Because then I get to 24 charisma, which is just a very, very good place to be when you want to be blasting. Hello, baby. Let's go.
Got the thought of putting him in a wheelbarrow and making the
Found
journey.
this wand.
What? You can. You bring him back. Bring Connor back. What? What's happening? Why is he still dead?
You feel something pull at you. The creature yearns for a master.
What have you done to him? He's not a creature. He's my husband. I wanted him back. Back the way he was. Not this. You bastard! Give him back! I thought you were going to hell! I thought...
Yeah. Life can never be simple. Life can never be simple. Alright. Welcome to the club, Connor. Okay, so that means pretty much, I think now I'm done with Act 1. Outside of the owlbears, which is a very weird thing, but I'm going to leave these out until further notice. I am going to come back to these, but these are very... I dislike fighting these a whole lot. We don't need to do anything else. I think everything is done and so I'll be going to the Selenite outpost. And here I have the fight with the Observer, which is something I'm also going to postpone just for a little bit. The Bullet, which I could go and fight, but probably I'll wait a little bit as well. The Minotaurs, I'll going to wait also just a little bit with these. Which, because they don't give a lot of XP and I don't desperately need to get them right now, and the same goes for all of these monsters right here. So what I'm going to do at this point, because I'm also done in the Forge, Grim Forge more or less, is to head into Act 2 at this point. I already went to Moonrise Towers. That means I've already dealt with the Drider on the way there. I have the bell, and I've done a few small things, but the big things I haven't done, and all of the XP farming sadly hasn't been done. So I need to go and kill a lot of things and do a lot of things in Act 2 before I change direction. So the portal defense is up and ready. The Meanlocks are ready for fighting. The dogs are ready for fighting. The Mazels ready for fighting. And then a couple of other small encounters, which I think I'll just go and do those right away.
Heading out without Isabel's blessing?
And I don't want Isabel's blessing to begin with. Most of this stuff can be done with the current setup. So let's just see. Right. There we go. Yes, thank you very much, baby. Oh, lovely dolly. There we go. And I think think like I'm lacking something. Feel like I'm lacking an item. Oh, now I know. Oh yeah. I'm lacking an item. I need to go to the crash.
Two steps at a time.
Takes a
This is my time.
There for the taking. Toning things down. Careful.
And I don't think she cares about the murder.
Steady now.
Please, Larian, fix this. It's just too stupid. Okay. Why are you sneaking around? So I'm contemplating killing these guys, actually, rather than the other thing. Because I want to purchase... No, wait, let's see.
Back so soon?
I want to purchase the Under Mountain King knife. But I'm actually not sure if that's one of the 3 that she's actually dropping for me. But probably I'll just purchase it.
Remember.
Don't want to be dealing with this murder hobo part yet. And then I'll head back into Act 2. Exactly. Yeah. If you're in the crash and you're part of the Githyanki crash and you die, then you're not worthy to live. Yeah, that's a very good argument. It's a very good argument, but it was kind of, you know, a little bit dishonorable because he was facing away from me and I just killed him. So, in a way. And now I need to recast this one. Go.
Ding, anything you want to say? Anytime, babe.
Thank you. The whole Tinkerbell thing with those pixies, I don't know. It's not really my cup of tea. I have to say, it's a little bit weird and a little bit out of place in a I can't really explain it kind of way. Okay, let's go and collect a body. I have a stash of bodies right down here, if I remember correctly. And the zombies are not valuable in the Shadow Cursed land because apparently undeads cannot spawn from undeads. So the zombie is not going to be my pick. I'm going to choose a skeleton here. And then I'll be killing plants.
Silence is golden. Eyes open, mouth shut.
This is a place where you wish you had a minor illusion, so you could kind of move them around to your pleasure and just fry them with a fireball. which I think actually can for the most part. And then there's the delay on Will's fireballs, which is, and on it's a lot of Will's abilities, there's this weird delay where, for whatever reason, Wyll is the only character in the game that has a spellcasting delay, a delay on his spellcasting animation. It is so annoying. And meanwhile, the animation is waiting for the fireball to cast, the monsters are moving away. That is just not a great bug, I have to say. Alright. So that worked. And then we go and check on the next one. A couple of the encounters here I'm probably not going to do right now because they are particularly dangerous for Wyll. For instance, the encounter with Oliver and his family, I'm not going to do that because the sleep is not something I can avoid. And so I'm probably doing it at level 9 when I get access to an Earth Elemental from the Eldritch Invocation. This guy up here, I'll just take his quest.
The murdered, they die. Through it, will you take it?
And then I will be going to the next bit, which is down here. But no matter how you choose to do it, as long as you're ranged, all of those plants are basically cannon fodder, because they can shoot you from range and they deal a lot of damage when they die in the death burst, but could do this now, but I am going to wait a little bit with a big plant. There is a special place where you can cheese him, but I'm thinking about if I can fight him straight up in a way where he can use his abilities and I can still stay alive. So I'll probably be thinking a little bit about that. Do we have anything up here? Yeah, we have maybe something. It's a waypoint. And this is of course the place where the lost boy Oliver and his father and mother and the dog are all fighting, and it's a terrible combination of things for Wyll because the dog prones, the mother sleeps, and the father deals raw damage, and she can sleep 2 times. So it's a horrible combination of things that makes this encounter a little bit annoying. So going in there with a bit of help is just the safe way to go at level 9 when you have your Earth Elemental. So I strongly recommend that if you want to try without sleep immunity, because otherwise it becomes a lot easier, obviously. Just going to take the plants up here. And then probably I'll go and get the Kuo-Toa and stuff, get free experience points somewhere else. Don't have any short rests left, so I'm just going to attack them straight up. And then I'm going to drop my moonlight lantern at this location, because then that's where they're going to be at, and I won't have that mischance on them. I want to try this out for size, even if it's going to present me with a couple of problems. But it seemed to work as intended. Okay. Moving on up. Yeah, that's it for the plants, and then I'm just going to go over to get the Wraithwind waypoint over here. So a short walk, and then probably just take the rest of the available experience to get to level 8 as soon as possible. At level 8 I'm going to be getting the Warcaster feat, which will enable my haste spell in a much more safe manner. And that's going to carry me at that point pretty hard in all of the big fights. Just want to see one thing. Is this... yeah, this is actually back, so probably I'll just be casting the protection spell and getting a spell slot back. Oh wait, it's over. I now have level 4 spell slots, so effectively the power of Pearl Amulet is now worthless. So there's that. Thank you for your service.
What have we here? A lot of surprises.
Right, so I do have a plan for the Thorms. I want to kill some of them, and I want to do dialogue checks with some of them. Probably because it's so easy. Both the fight is easy at this point before level patch 7 at least. But also because it's an annoying fight. I probably want to talk my way out of Malus Thorm. And then probably I want to fight Thisable. Why am I at this point? Where do I want to go? I need to get out here. So I want to fight Thisable probably, the barkeep, because he has so many checks. The DCs are so high. It's both saving throws and it's checks and it's all kind of stuff. And I don't think he's very... I don't think he cares a lot about... See, this is interesting. Wait, did they kill? They killed Rolan. So at some point I must have triggered Roland. Well, no matter. But also a little bit odd, because I'm pretty certain I haven't been down here, but maybe I missed some kind of trigger that I wasn't aware was there. Why did I trigger Roland? And then the concentration breaks already, which is a good thing to just see. So the DC 10 now needs, at this point, needs a 5 to succeed. Definitely not good enough. Okay, so saving the prodigies. Wyll is inspired. So the inspiration I saved Rolan. Everybody knows I saved Rolan. But everybody also knows that Rolan is dead. And I don't know why normally I can walk across here and he's not dead. I've already saved the tiefling, so I'm assuming it's connected to some sort of long rest that I shouldn't have done, or fast travel or whatnot. And probably after saving his brother and sister, I should have something, yada yada. It's weird. Anyways, moving on. He's not important at this point. At least not as far as I know. So I did everything of the free stuff at Moonrise. I just want to go and grab the free. Let's see, I'm at 4 inspiration points right now. And as far as I remember, I have a lot just lying around that I can get. I get 1 inspiration point as the folk hero for killing one of the Thorms. I get 1 inspiration point from talking them to death. As far as I know, 1 for each. And so I have a lot of points, and I want to go and spend those points just to get that stuff over with, because the fights are not exhilarating, and they're definitely not difficult. Maybe Thistle can be difficult, but I think as a warlock with the, as far as I know, with the force damage, I think it's no biggie. So I need to go in and get the ledger, and I need to go and kill... I'm just going to go and, before the long rest, I'm going to go and surprise the Kuo-Toa with a bit of lightning damage here. Just going to stealth through the monsters here. The Rider is up there with his friends. We're definitely not up for him right now. And also, since I haven't destroyed the creche and killed Warwalkers, I can safely go and collect the waypoint down here, which I will, and which I might also use. So depending on what happens, the Githyanki patrol up here is not something I want to fight. It's just, it's too random, they're too strong, and I can potentially get in a situation where I get prone and whatnot. They can miss this step, and it's very dangerous for me. So I don't want to do that. So we'll just go through the House of Healing here. We can go this way.
Oh, not so. Oh, not so well.
We don't have time. Warlock deception. Oh, wait, friends.
Down.
But actually, I don't need her for anything, so I'll just kill her. The main thing that I'm worrying about actually is when patch 7 drops, and this may sound really cowardly, but what I'm worrying the most about with patch 7 is the fact that you actually have to do the soft step trial in... oh yeah, Thank you for that. Bitter Notion. Let's get the Ring of Free Action on. So the paralysis from the sisters, of course, can kill me. So thank you very much, Critiiq, for that life-saving bit of information.
Sort of fun.
And that is Arabella's father and mother. Yada yada. Let's go on. I think I'll be going through probably. I'll do the long rest just so that I'm ready for things. It needs to go anyway. Anyway, it needs to be done. At this point. Yes, I've seen that Third Monkey is doing a no looting challenge, which is very interesting. If that is still what he's doing, that is definitely a very interesting thing that he wants to do there. No looting is very interesting because that puts a very good scarcity into the game that it otherwise lacks. For instance, I have unlimited camp supplies, more or less, which is essentially like my major gripe with what I'm doing is that I have those unlimited resources to play around with. But with when you don't have access to loot and sell things, that the whole thing about the money becomes infinitely more problematic. It's I think it's one of the better challenges that I know of. So yeah, I've seen it. So what am I going to do here really? I want to leave House of Healing. I want to go to the place where Raphael currently is. And I just need to check if I did the inspiration thing here. Yeah, it's definitely something I'm going to be looking at some point. Tieflings, Mirkon, Fendel. I'm looking for the inspiration for helping out Mull against the devil. So it looks like I didn't do that just yet, which I probably want to do, which means I probably want to just talk this guy to death because it's easy and because it's easy to fight him and easy to talk to him, and I want to spend some inspiration points. So let's see here. Oh yeah, of course. I believe there's a deception check and maybe I could get more bonuses for that, but I think I'll be fine anyway. So we are a student, of course. And then we need to try to convince Thorm that the sisters are not ready for the task currently ahead of them, which they probably are. Let's see, depending on the inspiration rerolls here. There we go. And so why are they not practicing on a master? And I will add my Dark One's luck. And then I will reroll. So, experience gained. Moving on up. And then we have the Surgeon Amulet, which we need at a later point. Just check. Maybe already. I don't know if this already. Oh, he's already in position, so I already triggered him. That's fine. That's fine. It's going to be okay.
Up through the
Hello,
new
sir.
grave. I've grown. It would be if chances are many more graves than yours alone will very. In truth, it is carnage incarnate. So if you meet the devil of which I speak, kill it. Consider no other.
More actions to Raphael in the Raphael fight. You want a more difficult Raphael fight? Yep, they're getting an action in patch 7. They're getting some kind of action. So that's already good for us. So I'm summoning the dog down here to get the combat started. And then I'm going to fry them with a bit of lightning. Because it works. And the Kuo-Toa here is a bit like the kobolds in the fresh, and a little bit like maybe we can conjure up a couple of others in the way that they are just very easy to beat, and they just give an completely insane amount of experience. They are dangerous if they actually hit you. That's if you do melee only and you want to kind of fight them. That's not very appealing, but like if you're ranged, well. Right. So there's this guy, and then there are these guys. The double damage from the wet condition is just okay. Apparently my click heals action is stuck. Oh well. Yeah, so it's still a secret to people who are not invited to the closed beta testing for patch 7. But Malus is getting some kind of ability that looks a little bit like a hook or something I'm guessing that he's getting like one of his hands is going to become like a hook, so it can extend and pull people down from trying to hide somewhere else. So that's what I'm thinking. That's what I think he's getting. Call of the Week is off, yeah. I'm trying to handicap myself just a little bit more from the... No, it was actually an accident. I'll put it back on in a moment. Go. Yeah, no. This is me forgetting. This is my major problem, is that I just forget these basic things, and I end up killing myself. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I'm actually a little bit curious to see if Larian Studios, like, of course, probably because of that deal with Wizards of the Coast or Hasbro or whoever's owning everything, if that really means that they're not going to do anything anything else to this game. And I'm not talking about a new major campaign, I'm just talking about fixing bugs, adding things that are not unreasonably expensive, stuff like that. But probably not. But from what I can read with the patch notes, it's mostly cosmetic, or by cosmetic I mean mostly things that has to do with the single player experience of the first time player, so endings that are different, or maybe not first time player, but people who play through the game, and not people who die like all the time to random stuff, like me. More boss mechanic, more legendary actions. That's something that they can kind of work on without, you know, worrying about manuscripts, worrying about all kinds of things. I think that's a great place to start. Okay. So, how close are we to level 8? Probably dealing with the Thorms, dealing with the Dryder, dealing with all of the different hostile enemies outside of the area is probably a good idea. I don't want to go into the cave up here and deal with the slimes just yet. It is something that can very easily go very wrong, and you need to be very careful about how you position yourselves, and I don't quite want to deal with that right now. And I don't need to. See, this was an interesting turn of events. So, I was fighting the last Mohican down here, and I think I'm not quite sure what happened. I want to venture a guess. So he was beginning his turn here, and I repelling blasted him down here, I'm guessing. And then he was surprised, so I got another repelling blast in, and I'm guessing it threw him into the water, but I'll need to rewatch the video for that. That's very weird. Maybe that's like that's content for a short on YouTube or something, because that's very weird. I'm assuming that's what happens, and then he spawns up here, but how? And now he's netting me or something. Oh, he's not. Okay. Yeah, because I didn't quite, from my angle, I didn't quite see what was going on, but it looked a little bit like he was thrown into the water. Okay. Moving on. Cave and
Just a peek.
right. So probably I'll just deal with the undeads out here on the other side. The only dangerous thing about these undead is the fact that the dogs, well, the shadows are dangerous. So where are the shadows? For me, they're dangerous. Just going to crouch a little bit here. Where are the shadows? There they are. The shadows they have an attack where they strength drain. And for Wyll, that is not a particularly good thing, because if the strength goes to 0, I die. So 3 strength drains, and it's over. I'll be using the Blood of Lathander for this. And then the dog does the knockback, the knockdown thing. So those are kind of the things that I don't like about this specific encounter. So I'm going to recast this, do a short rest. Then probably and go cast and then let's see if we can figure out where the first ghost is. If we can one-shot that, I'm happy. What's going on in here?
Steady now.
Why is... Okay. So I do prefer to kill those mobs that have that special ability as soon as I can. I forgot to enchant the near misser again. Fabulous. So this looks good for a sunbeam. So there it is. Going to drop the moonlight lantern. Just feel my old feel playing moonlight shadow while beaming these guys. That wasn't very effective. So we'll be giving them a little illithid power here. I don't know if I can actually hide behind the door, if that is a shenanigan that works here. But I'll try. Oh. The life drain is an attack roll. Probably I'll just spend a spell slot for this. I was knocked prone. See, this is the thing. I was knocked prone by the Mastiff. So that is the issue with that particular enemy that he prones. The stun is now in effect. So the whole knockdown, when you don't have access to some kind of immunity to this particular thing, is not very nice, and Wyll just got a whole buttload of damage. And I'm still not going to be able to tackle that in a good way. Probably. I'm going to be using a spell for this. The Blood of Lathander helps in a very meaningful way by that it potentially blinds the enemies, and that is extremely valuable. So I think yeah, this is magic missile situation. And experience wise, 1100 missing, so probably the zombies next.
Finders keepers.
So I do need the short rest, right? Yeah, I do need the short rest. It doesn't give me anything. Spell slots. And so, for this, probably I want to try to just go a little bit into some kind of control with these guys. Haste spell and stuff, probably. Don't need the ring, so the do the pre-buffing. And let's see. Why do I have this ring still? Goodbye. Salving. Goodbye. Oh, coruscation ring probably is. I didn't kill the warden, no. I don't like to fight the warden before I have the paralyze amulet. It's a fight that I'm not particularly fond of. She's a relatively dangerous opponent. In my opinion, at least that's when I fight her. The warden seems to give me a lot of hassle. So no, she doesn't try to stop me. No. It's in it's actually I have a VOD on YouTube with the prior playthrough where I have a specific timestamp for when I go into the Moonrise Tower and how I deal with the scrying eyes and everything and free the prisoners without any problems. So do I need to probably just want this one. Is this like, this is fully illuminated, so this is partial, I don't know. Just going to throw this spell right here. I still didn't enchant my weapon. Oh well. The way that you want to solve the prison, one of the ways that you can do it at least, is by you go down to the prison area, the warden, the prison cells where the tieflings and where Volbran is holed up. So what you do is you have to throw, that's the easiest way to do it. You have to throw the scrying eyes into the hole. Between, there's the fall bridge where you can go into the place where the warden has all of her dealings, or her office, and you can throw basically the eyes down there, but you need to separate them so they don't aggro each other. And so when the other eye comes back, then you can go to camp, or you can do whatever, or you can run or something until it's finished with looking for you, and then you just wait until the eye is alone, there's an adept patrolling backwards and forwards, and you need to kill her. And then you throw the other eye into the hole, and then you kill the adept. And once that's done, the paladin or the zealot at the end of the prison, all the way at the end of the strip before the prison cells, he doesn't care what you do. And then you talk to Volbran, you throw him a hammer, and he goes and frees the tieflings. You jump all the way behind the prison cells, and then you escape on the boat. And the warden will never know, because she only knows because she's being summoned by the scrying eyes or by the adept who's watching you freeing the slaves. So it's, and like, this is the great thing about the game. You can do whatever you want in whichever way you want it. But I just, because I'm Wyll and I needed the potent ropes to be able to more effectively deal with all of the stuff in the game, I just went straight for that. So I just went and did the jail rescue right away. All right. Getting to buff that that weapon with the glaive is just something I need to remember to buff it after this fight.
Finding my way.
It's a little bit sad that the Hunger of Hadar doesn't improve with levels. I mean, it's already too good of a spell, but like casting it at that level 4 or level 5 just feels bad.
Let my enemies. No time to waste.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally understand that. Once I finish this run, probably I'm not touching the warlock again. But the warlock is a very strong class, even if you don't like the concept. The Eldritch Blast, for instance, is just so goddamn powerful. But yeah, the gameplay becomes very singular. You have to decide: am I Eldritch Blasting to get things done, or am I doing some kind of melee build where I think in Honor mode, I think because they because they made the change to the way that the Pact of the Blade works from Tactician mode, I think the Warlock has lost like a lot of its appeal to many people. Yeah, exactly. I agree. I must also admit I didn't explore that many other options with the Warlock. Potentially, I could do other things. I know that so Black has made a very interesting build where he utilized the Drunken Puncher or something, an item that you get below the Thistle's brewery, and he used that in a very creative way. With alcohol and getting advantage and stuff, and that was kind of funny the way that he played it. I think that was actually pretty imaginative. I don't think there's anything for me down here, so I'm going to leave. But yes, I'm also not up in arms with the warlock in general, but that's because I've played it a lot. I think it's very unique in its way, in the way that it works. But I think it all comes down to the Eldritch Blast, the power of the Eldritch Blast, really. And that was I don't think that was ever the intention with the roleplay version of this. So right now I need to consider I'm cursed by life drain, so I don't want to be fighting something big and bad right now. I have 2 inspiration points. I could just say F it and go and get the free Thorm XP, because I know I don't have any problems beating the encounters. But it is indeed quicker to just...
If you're all right,
Didn't make friends with Tally. That's it's a bit weird. Why wouldn't I do that?
Take care now.
Before I forget, I need to buff this offhand here. And then I need to do a bit of shopping, because I think I have a lot of stuff I can sell. The no looting would definitely, I think, be something that I would be very, very interested in trying at some point once I complete one run with my rule set, because all of this looting and selling is... because you know that you can die, and if you die you need to do it all over again, and that is just not something that is providing value. Warlocks in 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons are very much tuned into their god. There's a big emphasis on the pact that you have with your god. So, for instance, the Pact of the Great Old One, I think, is a bit like Cthulhu, something like that, and it has lots of implications to the actions and what you do and what not. So there's a big roleplay element to that whole thing, and because this is like just a game that disappears. In terms of raw power, that's very difficult for me to kind of to go into, because I never played a warlock for that far. But for instance, I played a warlock once, and I didn't choose the Eldritch Blast, and that in and of itself is just a problem, because the Eldritch Blast is just too strong for the early game. But I think they are reasonably good.
Answer me. If we're to we track them. You are that fine one's get with what she's upstairs.
Just wonder if Cal and Leah knows that he's dead.
You don't need to say anything. My big brother is dead.
What the heck?
We're leaving. I wish we were part.
Now that I'm here.
Rolan is dead.
This must be one of the hardest things for them to code properly, because I'm assuming that Roland is a character in this game that everybody loves and everybody wants to be part of the game. So with the big masses playing Baldur's Gate 3, I'm assuming that they're going to be very sad if Roland dies randomly like that. Let me just go and check. Did I accidentally kill? Oh, he's here.
Yes?
I'm sure you would.
Yeah. The gloves of the automaton. I mean, if you could do something with the warlock with a darkness spell and pact of the blade, and a two-hander at Merkel, for instance, maybe you could kind of make that work. I'm just not sure that it would ever make the same type of damage that the Eldritch Blaster does. In any capacity, like, in any way. Like, no matter how you do it. I know that in Act 3, when you get the bar list gear, and you can dual wield daggers and stuff, but, like, you need to get there before that's a possibility. So I'm not quite sure how easy that is. Alright, thank you very much, Barkus. Yeah, and I think I also want to buy the boots that give me armor class as well, because they actually have a pretty good item. So let's see, where's the ring? Didn't I buy it? Did I already buy it? Oh, I did. Here we go. Ring of Geniality.
Need anything? I'll be here.
If you're all right by Jaheira, you're all right by me.
Right, she still has money. Also, I wish that the soul coins had some other purpose in this game, like it feels like it's a currency that you can use to purchase something, which is very interesting, but it just never happens.
Take care now. If you're all right by Jaheira, you're all right by me.
Okay.
Take care now. If you're all right by Jaheira, you're all right by me.
Like, all of this time wasting, selling stuff is something that I wish I could get rid of. That and the murder hoboing. Those two things, that would make me very happy. I want the fireball staff. Has the ranged spell attack, has that extra fireball for the warlock, it might be useful. And then not really. It's a level 3 spell. No.
Take care.
Let's go and purchase that item and move on. Probably I'll be doing all of the small stuff now, and then whenever I need to go and start committing to some of the more dangerous fights, I think I'm going to wait until I'm rested for that.
What can I get you?
Let's see what you have. Evasive shoes. Let's go. So the cloak of cunning broom is pretty interesting. I actually wonder if that will trigger, if that will cause basically giving Wyll like a kind of a darkness cloud with his devil side. If that works, that's kind of funny, right? It's not very heavy, so I'll just try that out. And also I'm going to see how little murder hoboing I can get away with. Because I didn't kill the druids at the grove. I didn't. I killed a Githyanki or two. I didn't really kill any guards. Obviously down below by the prison I killed a couple. But to my knowledge I need to pretty much kill everybody here in order to get to level 10, which is the level that I want for the playthrough
Ever at your service.
at this point. So I'm a little bit curious as to how far I can push that bit without murder hoboing everybody. Obviously, if you want to make a play for level 11, that's a different matter, of course.
an honor.
The Absolute's war drums beat loud in your chest. How may I serve?
Yeah, Critiiq, did you lose a character to the toll collector at that point? See? There is nothing I need from him. None of these items are going to do anything spectacular for me.
Slaughter.
Yes, okay. Right, so I am done with the tower for now. I've done everything. So I could go and kill a Drider. Oh, I need to do a long rest for the life drain to go away. Oh well. I'm not fighting with life drain on me. Yeah, that happens. I mean, that's what happens. Every time you kind of impose some kind of new rule or something else on yourself when you want to try to beat the game, you need to remember those small bits, because I mean, my problem is that I autopilot a whole lot. Right, so I'm going to go in and then I'm going to semi-cheese Gerringothe. And get an inspiration, and then probably kill Thistlebolts. Let's see. Come on.
Best foot forward. This better be good. Quite on the sly. Quiet as a moonbeam.
Speaking of which, why am I wearing gold? Okay, you need to take away your gold or she will kill you for it. But like, pretty much, this is good position for my Eldritch Blast to knock her off. She falls to the ground. This is a semi-cheese because I push her out. She has a low HP and she's not going to get back in the fight. But I'll be fighting these visages, and I still forgot to do all of the things that I need to do after a long rest. Like all of them. So that's just a classic. Come on. Can I move this way? Over here, maybe? Let's just move this way. Like the fight, I think the fight is not. I don't think the fight is that difficult to do. At this point, I'm a little bit tired, and I don't want to go into a fight that I don't have 100% routine in, and there are a couple of these abilities that I'm not 100% on. Doing it this way is a compromise. Like forgetting to do major armor and stuff is just classic. Alright, so are these ripe for a fireball? Is that it? Are they immune to fire? No? Let's do it then. The abilities that these guys do, they have like each their own ability. The moral confinement, rather wounds and silences nearby foes for 2 turns. So that's actually potentially not a dream situation. Brutal servitude is slowing, and that was a fail there, so I'm probably slowed at this point. And then he also does something, right? But she never gets into the fight, which is the most important thing for me. I'm slowed, so I wonder if this is going to kill me. Maybe we'll have to see. Okay, if not for the pathfinding, that's completely fucked. Don't think they can fall prone, can they? They can. Okay, so he's technically prone. Confirmed. For the bonus action, yeah. Let's get the mage armor up and running, and yeah, move this way. That's the one inspiration, and then the level up for feat, which is going to be Warcaster, with the ability to get advantage on saving throws, and I can get very high saving throws so that only 2 ones is effectively going to break the concentration. And of course being prone and other things will as well, but I find that for me, in the way that I'm playing, this is a very important, a very strong feat to get for me. There is one contender, and that is the dual wielder feat, where I can get access to an extra equipped staff, which is probably going to be my 3rd feat at level 12. But I do like the Warcaster. Let's go. Spells. What do I want for spells at this point? It doesn't really matter. Dimension Door could potentially be interesting. Do I have anything I want to replace? No. Not really. Let's go. And this is of course the place where you have all these spells that are very situational and very expensive, because if you spend like your spell slot, then that's something that is never going to come back. And if you add on to that spell scrolls, for instance, you get around that problem, because so many spells as purely as spell scrolls will be very strong. But yeah, without the access to the spell scrolls, that does kind of close down the warlock a little bit with this playstyle, for sure. Alright, so that is it for her. And then we're at 4 inspiration points, so I'm considering just talking to Isabel, because I still have an inspiration point for talking to Arabella up here. There is an inspiration point, of course, inside of the mausoleum. When talking to the devil or the demon down there, Yurgir. So that's a place I can go and spend an inspiration point. There isn't any, and then of course there are an inspiration point to be spent to get Critiiq to surrender immediately and not fight him in the final fight. But I have a kind of an overflow of inspiration points on this guy, so I think we don't need that. Let's just see. Where? There it is. What? Let's see. So I want to try this out with an encounter downstairs to see if the disengage works. I wonder actually if this is also exploration experience that scales. So if that's the case, then I don't know when the best time to go down here is really. If that's also scalable experience from exploring. I didn't do a lot of testing in this zone, so I can't really say for sure if it has any bearing on that. Just opening that door just in case. I'm clumsy. And I was very clumsy at that point because my minion, of course, went straight over the trap. Alright, hate this place. Okay. And then I read somewhere, and that was a bit of a surprise, and maybe somebody can confirm or not confirm, that there is an amount of daily buffs, of buffs that you can choose every day. Like, for instance, the Wealth at the Hag's house is a buff that you can choose multiple times, like every day, as many times as you like. And then the same goes for the altar, which is located down here. And I always postpone that until going into the colony. But if it's the case that you can actually go and take this buff right here from this altar every day, then that buff is just too good to not just get, because it's like it's every shadow cursed monster in the game. It's everybody who's dealing necrotic damage through some kind of physical attack. Even the necromites, when they do their ranged necrotic attack, everything is reduced by 50% from this buff by the altar. But I don't know for sure. I need to I haven't tried it out myself, but I've read online that this is something you can use every day. So I'm not going to do it right now, but if that is the case, then that is extremely good. So probably I'll read up on that a little bit, because getting 50% damage reduction from necrotic all the way in Act 2, all the way through Act 2 is very good. Yeah, that's what I've read. I've read that it's reusable. I haven't tried it. I don't want to take the chance unless I test it myself in some way. So probably I'll be back. I'll be back to do that. But yeah, it should be reusable. But it's crucial. Like, not having it is going to spell the doom. Then I won't be able to finish Act 2 without that buff. Oh, are we? Oh, I went over the trap again. This is me being tired. Okay.
The pride of the gate.
Let's go.
Two steps at a time.
It's funny how you can do this this little labyrinth thing without the lights being turned off, because the pathing is still there, even though you can't see it. No inspiration, no folk hero inspirations at this point. The folk hero inspirations, I don't think there's any down here, honestly. Maybe there's one by the night song, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't think there is. I need to pay attention, because even though they're not very strong, the Dark Justiciars can pose a little bit of a hazard to Wyll at this point. Come on. Yes. I don't know if any of you have ever seen the High Rollers Dungeons and Dragons campaign, where the voice actors for the main characters, for the origin characters, were playing. It's on YouTube somewhere. I think there are 2 episodes when I assume they just didn't finish from that point. But it's fantastic to watch how the character Solomon, who played Theo Solomon, the guy who plays Wyll, or who voice acts Wyll, how he really transformed from that roleplay situation. And then if you watch his, he's not streaming very often, but if you're watching his Twitch streams where he does a playthrough of Baldur's Gate, I think he really grew. It's fantastic to see him. It's like a natural. The annoying bit, I don't want to be dealing with this, and the Dark Justiciars also have some kind of night vision, I think. Probably some firewall shenanigans, something here.
You ups.
Let's go. And I'm actually a little bit uncertain. I don't know if anybody have any experience with this, but I've been discussing it quite a bit with Ginger Bananas about how the umbral tremor and the additional experience that you can gain from things that spawn, that everything that spawns from these umbral tremors actually don't give any extra XP. But I can't say that I feel absolutely confident that is the case. But I am going to fry everything anyway. that's also my impression. There is the other spawn side where at least the big one, the final boss, will give XP. And I'm not going to be doing the Balthasar stuff. I'm going to kill Balthasar and the Shadowfell. So there's that. I don't know how much energy I want to be using on this stuff, to be fair. I just need to be certain that I can get to level 10. That's the baseline of it. So if that means a little bit murder hoboing at the end, then that is what that means. We'll figure it out. Firewall is just so good in this game. I mean, it's unbelievably good. Right, so here's the trick, right? Because now we have a spawny. We can check if that gives any XP, and if not, I wonder if I can already hit him from this angle. Nope. Noopes. Can I move any closer to the firewall? My gut feeling says no. Okay, so that was a 60 XP. That was a 60 experience point for the justiciar who just spawned. So potentially the first wave gives extra XP, but that one. So maybe I lost 120 XP on that account. Let's try to see what this one. Zero XP. So maybe the first spawns from the shadow orbs give XP, and then the second wave don't. Without knowing for sure, that's what I'm going with right now, and then I'll test it out on the following encounter to see if that is really the case. This is a little bit annoying, so probably I need to remove my firewall here. What do you mean? At the right round? So there was just a 60 XP for that. No XP for the neutrals. Okay, good to know. There was one. Oh, we're not quite done. $60 XP. I am confused from top to bottom. I don't know what's up and down with the XP reward for these. The other duelists seem to not give any XP. Or maybe I didn't actually kill it. Maybe I didn't actually kill it. Right. Okay, so let's go and talk to Yurgir. Yep, yeah, I just killed one to see him. That's 60 XP. So I mean it's pretty decent, all things considered. So when you want to go and then you want to do this bit with Yurgir, I want him because he's nice to have in the Raphael fight. I definitely want him in the Raphael fight if I make it that far. But if you have to go straight in through the middle, otherwise he's going to be very angry with you and think you're there to kind of assassinate him or something, which in theory we are.
What's this? Fresh entertainment? But you're too fresh for this place, aren't you? There's a whiff.
There's something utterly clumsy about a very, very huge demon with a crossbow.
Little rabbit. I don't talk to prey. There's something else, almost hidden by your fear stink. Cherries. Musk. And sulfur. Raphael! I can smell him all over you. Where is he? That perfume trickster swindled me. Trapped me. Where is he? Spit it out. Now! Bargaining, are you? A Kuo-Toa warlord once tried the same. I made him watch as I ate his concubines in young, then fashioned a codpiece from his skull. You can't help. It's not just walls that keep me here. Not the traps, the dark, or the creatures it hides. Something stronger holds me. A contract. Either I fulfill the contract, die trying, or forfeit my freedom. If I leave this place now, I'll become Raphael's slave. Raphael is no foolish story devil. His mind is different, sneaky. Listen. Spill all the blood sworn to the night. Silence all prayers. Smother each rite. Wander Shah's halls, hungry to slay. Leave no justiciar, alive to obey. Leave none to hear it, then be set free. This song is your oath. Swear it to me.
Well, that explains where all the dark justiciars went. You feel a chuckle of crackling fire in the back of your mind. It seems your patron enjoys a cleverly constructed contract, especially one with a built-in loophole. The song's last couplet is a clause that's nearly impossible to fulfill.
That's it. Parchment can burn. Oral agreements aren't worth the tongues they're waggled out upon. A song lingers. Raphael made double sure of that. I can't forget the damn thing so long as my word's not finished. I did as instructed, but the song still rattles about in my head. The contract still stands somehow. If I break it, Enough prattle. The lyrics are clear. All who hear the song must die. Time to die.
You feel your patron's prickling flame at the back of your mind, and its diabolic words on your tongue. It wants to help.
Kill yourself, which is, I accidentally clicked this just because it, with the advantage, that seems like a great thing. But probably, I forget if once you begin the killing at this point, to my knowledge, if you choose option number 3 and you proclaim that it's a trick with a persuasion check and you get him to kill his friends, then you start down the path of killing the Orthon as well. So pretty much I'm just going to do this persuasion check because I'm not entirely sure if something else is amiss. And then I'm going to add my Dark Locks charm on this.
I spent a century roaming these halls. I spilled every drop of dark justiciar blood that there was to spill. And you think you can do better? Go on then. I'll enjoy watching you fail. But try to run, and you will regret it. I may be trapped here, but I'm not without friends. If you break your word, they'll hunt you down and make your final moments a symphony of agony.
Yes, sir. Alright. Okay, so that's that. And then I need to go and kill the other stuffs. And then comes my major problem, because once we get to patch 7 in September, no longer is the Gauntlet of Self-Step cheesable, and I have, my stomach is churning by thinking about the Indiana Jones puzzle that I need to do in order to not lose my character there. What is the question, Critiiq? Why come here in the first place? Like the Orphan or me? So apparently an interesting bit is that the shadows in here are actually killable.
The bowl contains an ancient
I wasn't aware until I tried doing this with in a multiplayer stream, but oh, I didn't know. So no experience for that. Or did it actually escape? It escaped. Okay, interesting.
Silence is gold.
It's a little bit weird that these are in fact killable. 110 XP.
Checking things out.
Okay. Like this this trial is just not a trial when you can just kill the
Quiet doesn't move me. I love surprises. Checking things out.
I don't know about the order of dealing with with that encounter, to be fair. Do I then need to restart the
The bowl contains
damn
an
shade?
Reach the other side to
Going on the sly. Every step counts. And I'm off. Tying things down. I'll move ahead.
Yeah, the leap of faith is obviously what I'm talking about, not the soft step. This is the soft step trial. But even this is like this is semi-cheesable, right? Because now I can just kill it for experience. So in that way, pretty much. Oh, damn it! No problem.
The bowl contains an ancient.
Do I have? I don't know if I have unlimited tries. Am I going to die in a moment because I'm not paying attention, or am I going to be allowed unlimited tries for this? That is the question. But I don't think that they have.
Going on the sly.
No radiant retort, right? Oh. So say hello to Mr. Sunbeam.
Two steps at a time.
Yeah, the faith leap trial is yeah, not only is it it's I'm sure some people are really enjoying it, so I'm not going to take away their pleasure, but I will say that for me it is something that might force me to cheat in terms of the solo run.
Another bowl bearing the stain.
I might end up cheating in the fashion that I'm going to be having a camp follower that prevents me from losing my run, because it's not fun having that challenge in there. It's just not fun for me. Just not fun for me. So he can cast hold person. I need to deal with that. But I mean, we're not there yet. Obviously, it's probably going to. I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being a thing that everybody has to do it, and then people fail and die, and then it's funny and did this guy make it, or this girl make it, or who made it, who didn't make it. I'm sure that that's going to be a thing, but like, I just don't like it. So the question is probably he has all his clothes on because I didn't take off my clothes. I don't care. I'm just doing it raw here. But I am going to pre-buff the Mistral Blessing. I don't know what kind of control spells he's going to try to cast on me. I love the fact that Seihuke told me that that this specific trial is bugged. So if you do a run with if let's say you're level 9, but you're level 9 in 9 different classes, then your opponent is going to be level 9 in 9 different classes. So you'll be fighting basically like a level 81 opponent with access to all 9 level perks and spells and shits and giggles. And the Jode run, yeah. I've begun the Jode run a couple of times, but like I haven't been able to finish it. That sounds, and I just didn't turn-based pause it because I'm an idiot. Anywho, what is this? Self-same trial. So probably the dropping of the... Where is my... This is what happens. Like now I don't know where I dropped my moonlight lantern. Oh, he has the counter spell probably. So that's annoying. Alright, let's just... I want to check out the reverberation stuff. So he took the thunder damage from reverberation. And he's not prone, but he did take the reverberation damage. So I'm going to face him here. Oh, he's surprised. That's good. See, yeah, the level 8 to level 9 is a real bitch to deal with. And I mean, imagine if you had to do the soft step trial. You have to do the trial. You have to do it to complete the game. And you have to do it the quote-unquote correct way, by you know, moving along the path exactly as intended. That would make that I think that would make a lot of people not wanting to try solo at all, I have to say. Or at least solo where you cannot bring companions for things. But where did I put my my moonlight lantern? I was fighting. Oh, I know where I put it. I know where I put it. It has to have been... I need to go find it. Otherwise, I'm going to go mad.
Every step counts. Over on what?
Yeah, they are. They're fixing it. Yeah, exactly. And then, you know, people are going to spend time trying to break that fix. Because nobody wants to deal with that trial. Or maybe some people might, which is like, you know, great for them. But I don't know a lot of those people. So it should either be down here or in the Fairy fire.
What's this now?
Oh, fairy fire. Oh, for the leap of faith. Okay, so it's not here. Now I'm worried that I accidentally ship it to my stash. It's a quest item, so it's not sellable, right? This always happens to me, particularly when I start getting tired. So I can't find my moonlight lantern. So let me just quickly backtrack. I was fighting the... I was fighting these guys, and I was fighting down by the morgue. And then after that, was that the time where I went to fight these guys? I went to the toll house. Entrance of House of Healing. I'm actually not sure that I used it at the House of Healing at all, but I can quickly go and check. I don't think that it's here. I think I must have brought it to the Kuo-Toa at this point. I did. Okay, so it's definitely not here. Nope. And I also fought the stuff at Rolan, but I think that was before I went in here. Okay, just... As far as I know, the moonlight lantern cannot disappear in this game. I wasn't fighting anybody in the front of the House of Healing. But the undead fight that I did just down here was a classic fight where I like to drop the moonlight lantern, but it just isn't anywhere here near here. The side entrance, but this is the place. Yeah, it's not here.
Finders keepers.
Looking for moonlight lantern. Where could I have dumped it? None of the fights over here. I don't think I dropped it. I did these to begin with, and then I went across. I mean, I owe it to myself to just check Gerringothe, but I don't believe that this is the place. No. Feel like it's normally I have a couple of places I can go where I drop it and then I forget that I dropped it at that place. But I'm really not sure that I have any idea where it is. You can't can you sell the moonlight lantern? Because having to do all the fights without the moonlight lantern is not a particular interesting topic.
The absolute war drums beat loud in your chest. How may I serve? Slaughter.
Sure, why not?
Ever at your service.
I know that what I'm doing right now is nonsensical, but so is the feeling of not having any idea where I last. Because I know I dropped it at the zombies. I dropped it at the zombies for sure. You know what? You know what? It is by the zombies. And I know why. Because for whatever reason, the zombies, or not the zombies, rather, the undeads, the shadows or the wraiths, one of the two types, likes to go, when you drop the moonlight lantern, they like to go and pick it up. And I mean, it will still quench their ability to shut off the light, but it ends up on their bodies. So I'm betting that that it's on one of the corpses. Okay. Is fighting the ghost or the wraith right here, to my knowledge. And there is not even a corpse left of it. Normally the ghosts and the wraiths leave some kind of thing after they disappear. I'm a little bit worried that what happened was that the wraith picked it up, I'm thinking, and then it despawned with the moonlight lantern on the corpse. That's the vibe that I'm getting from the game right now. Because then Act 2 is going to get a hell of a lot more interesting if I don't have that lantern. You had it after the mausoleum. After the mausoleum? What? So it seems like the other moonlight lantern is somehow still working for me. So as long as that keeps working, then I can just use that, I guess. Where would I drop the moonlight? Where would I drop it? Right, I didn't fight the Drider. I didn't find the stuff at the square. I didn't go to Arabella. I did not fight anything else but... Yeah, Ginger. This is my day off. A day off. Like the wife is not home, so you know. I'm just playing, but right now I am in a bit of a problem, bit of a priggle. The justiciars. You know what? This is why playing with somebody helping you out with this kind of stuff is just a lot better than playing on your own. So let's see. Thank you. Thank you. I'm way too tired for this. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. All right, what are we looking at? So we're looking at cheesing the trial down here and fighting the justiciars down there. And that is like more or less outside, of course, of the other Dark Justiciar fight. That is the experience points that I'm getting for that. Not killing Balthus at this point. No, because I will kill him at the Shadowfell, so that's fine. I'm just thinking about what experience am I going to be missing from this to get to level 10. Alright, so out of fear of dying here because I'm tired, that would suck. What I normally do, which the fix is going to prevent, is going to this location and clicking on this point. Okay, so that's no longer possible. I failed something. Okay, so why didn't that work? Why couldn't I do it that way? I'm not doing this tonight for sure. I'm definitely not doing this tonight. Yeah, normally what I do is I go to this location. I've done this many times. This location, and then I click this location, and my character basically just runs. Is it because I need to be more like to this side? Maybe further to the corner? Or what you're saying, Critiiq, is that you can do it from this location? Either way, this is the bit of a shit show for me that is the one thing that I don't like about the solo challenge. That thing there, to me, I mean, I played loads of Super Mario, Mega Man, all kinds of platformers that when I was a kid, and I love those games to death, but this just feels like a different type of game, and I don't think that that is a particularly interesting, or Flight Potion even, right? So I'll deal with that tomorrow for sure. I'm too tired to deal with that now. Alright. Yeah, no. But if Flight Potion works, that's also fine. Oh, Flight. I could use the Flight spell for that. If it works, it works.
Keeping pace. Every step counts.
Oh, he's riding. He's actually doing real work. Yeah, he's taking notes. Okay, so these guys are actually like, they're in the library. And they're definitely, I mean, they're going about their day, reading the books, counting books. I'm just coming in here with an Eldritch Blast, like, I'm just saying, no, you're not. Feels a little bit invasive.
Heading out.
Okay, these guys, like, they are just at peace. You just know that this person is kind of, you know, weeping over the loss of one of his or her friends or lover or something else. And now I'm just blasting her. It's just feels a little bit unfair. Okay, so the reverberation seems to really be working now. So the two beams. So I'm only hitting with one of the beams, or I'm still so confused about the reverberation to this day. let's move in.
Easy enough.
Is there actually like, is there a lever to open this gate? Oh yeah, one of the buttons or something. Yeah, never mind. I'm not going to bother.
What can silence the night song?
So the book from the bookshelf works, and the stuff goes down. This is the one problem that I've got. I mean, it won't help against Merkel no matter what, but having access to this helmet back here, that's something that I would really have loved to have on the warlock in general. Just the +1 crit, that's just so amazing. So maybe like a Githyanki probably benefits a little bit from that angle, or maybe a Dwegar dwarf who can wear the medium armor would benefit a little bit more from the critical strike here from this helmet. Such a good helmet. Alright, so basically what I have left is Lythendorm and the trial of doom. There we go. And that is basically it. The trials, or it, yeah, okay, so this is almost done. I'm just gonna pop back and see if this is really like the point where next thing is up is the murder hobo. Yeah, most places are well lit. I know that there are a couple of not lit places, and even then it's difficult to build a strategy around that. But if you for instance would be casting a darkness spell, I have never tried that at Merkel, but what I hear is that the darkness spell actually blinds him. So if you can manage to get in there with the devil's sight, and maybe you can get that to work. But I am not going for the medium armor just to get, well, then there is the access to the there is both the helmet from the Balist from Saravok, obviously, if you can manage to get that. That's pretty sweet. That's also medium armor. And the are there any other medium armor things that is really valuable? Because you could go for that, but like in my opinion, once you get to Act 3, it's like the Orin fight is not that difficult. And then if I want to do all of the fights, like Raphael is pretty crazy. The way that I want to do it, at least. And maybe Cazador as well, but I don't know anything else is really just ridiculous. Boots of Striding. What has been patched, Ginger? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, and I think that whole thing is a long time ago, actually. I think it's a long time ago. Do I need my inspiration points for anything? That is the question. At this point, I'm done with anything with Crash. I'm done Act 1 for the checks. Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good. So at this point, we're down to the murder hobo train. I wonder actually. because it's like I feel like I haven't maxed out the brain, so there's something I haven't done that's brain related. Maybe I haven't been to the prison and haven't been to the oubliette thing. Yeah, but Marcus is going to be a later thing. That's going to be the fight. The Isabel fight is going to be done later. I don't have any kind of desire to do it right now, even if I mean there are loads of like XP awaiting behind the, even if I lose it, behind the portal defense. There's a lot of XP, and of course the Isabel fight, if I end up losing that, that's going to be a lot of extra XP for killing all of the NPCs. I don't know if I want that. I'll try to avoid that though. And then the like sporadic pools of XP, and also I have to think about if I want to do the attack on the Moonrise Towers without murder hoboing Moonrise Towers prior. And I'm not saying that it's a good idea. I'm not saying that it's probably the worst thing that can happen is that I am unable to deal with it within the resources that I have available to me, and I end up in a situation where I can't complete the act. Yeah. Yeah. So I need to do the Drider fight. I need to do all of the pins here, the measles, the dogs, everything. Let's just sweep across all of this stuff. And just quickly go. Oh, Squiz, you're also here. Good to see you. I haven't been playing for this long and this late in a very long time, and I can really feel like this is not going to last me. Oh, I'm forgetting why I even entered the Last Light Sin. Exactly. I just entered the Last Light in. I had a plan, and once I got, you know, to Jaheira, I forgot the plan. And it's not some I don't, it's not like couple of things, a couple of quick things. Oh yeah, right. I wanted to engage Critiiq.
Please, if you have any idea how to get through to him.
The pact without a reminder.
If he does, he isn't sane.
His fingertips sport cat.
My loot. Do you know the pool?
I think there's a little bit of experience reward for doing these quests. It's not particularly breathtaking, but it does help a little bit. So just doing these things, I'm very confused about the amount of inspiration points I have available to me. It's a little bit like I haven't.
But hideous, but hopefully. This is why I contrary to how some...
Probably going to do the portal defense, for instance, is not not now, right? But next time for the next session is probably not going to be the worst of ideas, because even, I mean, if I get to level 9, obviously it's going to be easier because I'm going to have an earth elemental helping me out. But already at this point, I have the firewall available to me, and the firewall will should take care of like the baseline problems in this encounter. But I think there's been a little bit of development on the topic of the portal defense that I might want to look into. And then I'm just gonna go.
You're all right.
Yeah.
Come here, me too.
I swear I knew I had forgotten something. There we go. 280 XP. I'll go that way. This feels bad. So at level 9 I can do the difficult stuff. I can do the walkers probably, and all of the other things that gives me a lot of XP. Being able to protect Halsin during the portal defense, probably. But I wonder if, actually, I wonder if the Cloak of Cunning Broom is potentially a way to solve the portal defense. At least for Wyll at this point. Because if I can manage to create some kind of foggy cloud that lasts for one turn, it's a main action. Yeah, probably not. Right, so the Shield of Scorching Reprisal. How many turns is this lasting? Why doesn't it say? I'm pretty certain that it's 4 turns of blazing retaliation, so 4 turns with increased armor class and 1d6 of fire damage. Whenever a melee attack misses, it deals damage to the attacker. This is pretty good. I'm you know, Critiiq, I swear to God it will. I'm a 99% certain that it will take damage. By the way, something that I probably should have done is go get that. Do the
I'll be here if you need it.
yes. Yeah. So that's the huge advantage with the Devil Sight. It's just over the top crazy that I can basically shoot through it straight up. So I wonder, like, there is that item that you get for whatever reason. I didn't fight Sturgis at the crash. She drops the amulet that gives you extra. It gives you, I think, advantage, right, against aberrations. But that one could be nice to have for the Isabel fight, maybe, or maybe not. I'm just going to sell the rest of the stuff that I don't need, and then I need to call it a night, because otherwise I know I'm going to get myself killed in this game, and that is not what I want. Oh, carrying capacity. Oh, the Wondrous Gloves not going to have any value to me, so I'm selling everything now. Does anybody know if this particular cloak is working in a different way than the tooltip explains? Or does it only absorb elemental damage once per short rest, but then it takes half damage from the next elemental? Is that like every turn? Take damage, half damage. I seen somebody use it, and I'm like a little bit confused with what it actually does. Somebody, maybe it will say, okay, I forget, but somebody was using it, and I saw something that was a little bit weird.
Need anything?
Yeah.
I'll be here if you...
If you're all right by Jaheira, you're all right by me.
I think you need to keep the Spear of the Night, don't you? Or is it just irrelevant? I'm just keeping it for to be sure.
Take care.
Ginger, what are you doing up this late? It's way above your bedtime. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, right, the heat. The heat is getting to you. Alright. Maybe this is it. So I'm doing the long rest in preparation, preparing myself, and then going to bed. Which I think is the right call for me. Would be funny if you threw down the Nair Missile and then a random NPC just goes by and grabs it and moves away. Like that you can use mage armor with the shield. That's pretty cool. Alright, so with the current setup that I got running, like if I want to move my armor class up, like this will give me 1 point activating this. Equipping the evasive shoes is going to give me 1 point. That's going to bring me to 24. Haste is going to bring me to 26. I think that's pretty solid. Okay, I can't wait to finish this act or play through the last parts of this. Yeah, so next time I'll be streaming. Probably this will be like cleaning up the rest of Act 2, I'm assuming. And then thinking about how to go about the whole murder bow concept, and if I can somehow maybe avoid it a little bit, and if that's not possible, then, you know, it is what it is.